Counter-Attack Podcast with myself, Daps. Guys, keep liking, subscribing, sharing. 2 for 2, 2 days in a row. I just thought, let me come to the studio, give you a quick pod, but with a little twist. So, obviously, I reached out on the podcast yesterday, and I said if anyone wants to call in and talk about football or whatever it is, then let me know. And obviously today, had a few people reach out, so definitely got 2 callers today. Yeah. So it's gonna be a good one. And but first, before we get into that, guys, remember we're on the road to 7,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So just like that, subscribe, share with all your friends, and yeah, let's get into it. So obviously now, Arsenal. I've just finished watching Arsenal play football, and 1-0 win away to Crystal Palace. And over the years, Crystal Palace has been a tough place to get a result at. So to go there, win 1-0, get a clean sheet, I'm extremely happy with. And to be honest, it wasn't the greatest of performances, but before I get onto the referee and stuff, I just wish that Arteta just went with his strongest team, like with what we know from the get-go. So this party at right back and trying with the little 3 at the back thing, and I see what he's trying to do, but I just think that at least now, till we get a few results on the board, let's just stick to what we know. Do you get what I'm saying? And like for an example is like when Zinchenko finally did come on at the end, control was instantly there with Partey going back into midfield as well. We had instant control, and we looked like the Arsenal of like last season. But yeah, it's I don't want to nitpick too much. Like I said, it wasn't the greatest of performances, but it's a solid performance away from home. Keep the clean sheet, and outside of really when we went down to 10 men, Crystal Palace didn't really bother us. They didn't really bother Arsenal. So yeah, good result. I think Nketiah, I don't know if you're going to hear this, yeah? You're my guy. But I don't need to tell you that, you see that chance you had where you put it over? Yeah, just got to do better. Listen, I'm not going to lie, I was getting mad. I see what you tried to do, but you don't need me to tell you. But you're my guy. So, yeah. Right, what I do want to talk about now are, and I'm not just saying it because I support Arsenal, but I feel like the refs are taking this whole game, rushing people and time wasting thing a bit too far. Like, I understand why it's been introduced and why they're trying to implement it, but at some point, common sense has to prevail. So Tomiyasu's today, for that, no, even before Tomiyasu, about 20, 25 seconds before we got that throw on, we got a goal kick. Partey picked up the ball and put it on the floor for Ramsdale to come and get it. The referee complained to Partey. And in my head, I'm like, does he want us to run at 100 miles per hour? It's like the refs want players to be running 100 miles per hour, even when they're winning. That's not going to happen. Yes, you might not be doing it your quickest, but equally, it doesn't mean you're time wasting. So when Partey actually got the ball and just rolled it to Ramsdale for him to get, and the referee gave him a warning, at that moment, I tweeted, do they want players to be running and hurrying up to, like, it's not time wasting. Now, Tomiyasu's one. Havertz had the ball. They counted for 15 seconds. He now threw the ball to take the throw in. He now threw the ball to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu had it for 8 seconds and got a booking for that. Like, for me, 8 seconds with the ball, and it's not even like he's trying to, he actually released the ball, but the referee goes and gives him a booking. And then obviously the second yellow, which was ridiculously soft as well, which just, made it a tougher game than it needed to be. But I just think the referees need to apply some common sense with a lot of things. Do you get what I'm saying? And they're not applying common sense. And, every year something gets introduced and then we say, oh, the game's gone. But in this instant, it actually, like, they just need to relax. And as the season goes on and you get more and more bookings like that, I genuinely do believe that they're going to see and be like, no, this is stupid. Same way when they introduced, if it touches a hand in the box at all, it's a penalty, and that just got ridiculous. And then they cancelled it. They changed the rules. I do believe they're gonna become they're gonna apply more leniency to it. But the referees are just, and it's always against. Gary Neville said something. He said, because of that sending off, it's going to have a bigger impact on the rest of the season, because people are going to realise that they're actually going to get bookings and everything. So they're not going to be time wasting. But my thing is that, why is it always Arsenal that they want to be making an example of? Remember a couple of seasons ago when Martinelli got 2 yellows in the space of a couple seconds because he tried to block the thing and then made a foul. But then, people are in the eyes of the law. But then there's so many examples where it even happened a couple of weeks after that where the same thing wasn't applied. So I don't know. But yeah, that's. Let me know what you guys thought of the match. That's just a quick breakdown of it. Havertz, I'm going to ask the caller. I'm going to ask one of my callers about Havertz, because you can see that Havertz is still trying to work his way into the system and the way that we as Arsenal want to play. It doesn't help when people like me always call out Havertz to see how he's performing and there's a closer eye on him. But it's going to happen as a new signing, as someone that's coming for the money he's coming for from Chelsea as well. So, yeah, let me get into the first caller. Get into the first caller now. This is exciting. So, guys, as time goes on, when I've worked everything out, I'm going to find a way to make this live. I'm going to do this on a live stream and then make it into an actual podcast. So you'll be able to be interacting with me live on stream, probably by next week. Let me call. Here we go. Yo, what's good?
My guy, what's happening?
Nothing, man. What's good, man? Tell the listeners who's on the phone, man.
I go by the name of Chris the Capo, Battle on the Roof, Control Room, Link Up TV, all of that good stuff.
Come on.
So yeah, man.
My guy from Battle on the Roof, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Right, so guys, anyone listening to this that listens to that watches Battle Rap, check out his podcast, man. Honestly, they are flying the flag in the UK when it comes to Battle Rap, man. And
thank you, man.
Even though we may not agree, I think we actually share some of
we agree on
yeah.
We see eye to eye on quite a few things, like
yeah. See, this so you guys that are listening, you already know this is going to be a balanced caller, man. So,
of course.
But yeah, so obviously we've just watched Arsenal and 1-0 win away from home to Crystal Palace. What were your thoughts on the game? I said Heritage. What were your thoughts on the game?
Firstly, Declan Rice, what a baller, man. What a baller.
Proper player.
That's the first thing I have to say, is the fact of you're seeing it in like the dying stoppage time of stoppage time in the second half. You're seeing him tracking forward and tracking back as well, sprinting, like proper putting his all into this. And you can tell, even though it's just, 2 league games, couple pre-season games, and also the Community Shield, but you can tell every time he goes out there, he generally loves the club and fights for the club as well. That's the main thing.
Do you think already that you can see that he loves the club? I personally think that you can see he's enjoying it, and he won't ever say this, but I feel like there's an element of, I'm really at a big club, and he loves it there.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, agreed, 100%. The reason why I say like he loves the club is what comes with the club. You got to remember as well that Arsenal is a club of culture.
Yeah.
And also as well with that, with the fans, we're very passionate. If we love you, we really love you, and we're behind you. We are so behind you. 100%. You could tweet a picture of you eating, I don't know, an apple, and we will love you. Somehow, some way, we'll just use that as, that's your thing. We'll just call you Apple Man. We'll call you Granny Smith or something along those lines. Like, we will just always love you. So I think just little things of what you see, like even the way you spoke. I don't know if you watched the post-match interview.
After the game, yeah.
That he's still open to growing as well, and he's going to unlock different parts of his game. So I'm excited to see it.
And do you know
firstly.
what? Sorry to cut you. Do you know what I love most about having? First of all, when I was watching the game today, and I'm seeing him play, in my head, I actually said, I can't believe Declan Rice is in this team. Like, it still hasn't sunk in for me that we have Declan Rice. Do you know how mad that is?
It's funny because I was reading an article earlier on today, and it spoke about how pivotal and how key Declan Rice was as one of our key transfers that Arteta wanted. So you can see it's like he had been preying him from probably before World Cup, but after the World Cup, we saw that there was the little Easter eggs that was there. Remember the 3-1 victory we had over West Ham at home? And after it, you saw the little snippets of Saka and Rice talking to each other way after the game had finished.
Yes.
And even after like the 2-2 draw, where you saw Vinny speaking to Rice as well. There were so many little things that was there. But you look at the guy, it's just like everything we needed, he's there. As a box-to-box player, first and foremost, it's like, as well as like, as tracking going forward, the link-up play, even with him and Saka at a point, but also even with him and Martinelli, like, it was, So, Declan Rice, what a baller. Our skipper, we've got a captain. We've got a captain.
Martin Odegaard.
Very big step of him taking a penalty. Handled it very well. Saliba, man, he made up for that one mistake.
But what a tackle! What a tackle, though!
What a tackle! Timed it so well, so well. He timed it. I think also as well, just for it back. Now, I understand a key thing that keeps on getting mentioned by Arteta. He keeps on talking about variation, and I get it because there's 3 pivotal games you look at last season that showed how predictable we were at a point. And the blueprint was set for teams to beat us. And those 3 games, I always say, was the 0-0 draw with Newcastle at home, that people realised, oh my God, all we have to do is just play a low block against these men, and you can get them.
It's annoying. It's annoying because I think what a lot of people are actually realising now is that, yes, we as Arsenal fans always wanted our team to be seen as a big team, but teams are actually giving us that respect and actually playing that low block, and it's just something different. And on that, so I've already mentioned on the podcast before I called you that, you know, obviously Eddie has to do better with that chance, but easily he's got to do better with that chance. I mean, when there's the dink. Sorry, I'm so sorry to cut you off. The dink, you could tell that was sheer confidence and borderline arrogance. Great turn, by the way. Amazing turn. But it was like, okay, this is the sheer arrogance of it. Now, he did make up for it by arguably winning us winning the game for us by getting that penalty. Great thinking by Martinelli, by the way. Fast. 100. But the funny thing was, bro, if we be honest, if that didn't go through as a penalty, he would have missed that opportunity. Well, no, but this is the thing with Eddie and Nketiah. He actually does so well to get into these positions, and I don't know what, like, the ones that he shouldn't score, he'll score, and the ones that he should score, he won't. But I was just saying that when it comes to like a low block, it's very hard for him to get in the game sometimes. So, and it's those moments where he gets those chances and fashions an opportunity for him. And that's why I'm not even doing this whole Jesus. That's why Jesus is so good, because in a low block, he makes something out of nothing. Do you get what I'm saying? So, okay. So before I don't keep you for too long. So before we wrap up, what's your take on the referee, man, and Tommy Yasu?
Oh, horrible, man. Horrible. Both of those yellows, it just doesn't stand. You look here and think it's one rule for one and not a rule for another. Look how long Partey was. It was Partey that took time with his throw on. When you compare it to Tommy Yasu. And then the second challenge, you look at that and think, bro, like, this is ridiculous. And again, it shows, same thing happened on Saturday with McAllister. It was a soft red, and it's the same thing that's happened again. Thank goodness, no disrespect, Tommy Yasu and like Vinny's, slowly getting merged back into the team. So it's not a key, it's not a Partey or a Rice or Odegaard or a Saka or a Martinelli where it's like, bro, we need those, So I do look at it like that. Another positive of today as well, Martinelli, this kid is just unbelievable, man. He is absolutely unbelievable. And finishing the game with like 8 defenders, 8 defensive players.
You know what?
It's amazing.
It's so funny because like when I see Arteta is literally like Pep's younger brother. Because you know when you look at Man City and they're just stacked with defenders and defensive options. That's literally what I see with Arteta now. We've got like Kyrgios coming on, Zinchenko coming on. You know, we've got Party that just moved back in. We've got Gabriel coming on. Hey, by the way, these Gabriel Saudi links, they need to just chill.
Yeah, I think him having the captain armband today and even the togetherness of the team as well, you could see it's like, I think those rumours are dead now.
No, I genuinely hope that they're dead. But the thing is, with the money being offered, I can imagine his head is thinking, But then I'm also looking at it like, I hope that's not the real reason why he's been left out a bit. Do you get what I'm saying? You know, you start thinking these things like, maybe there's something going on there. But hopefully he stays because he's. I
was hearing there was a little injury. There was a slight little injury that he was having. That was a little niggle.
Hope so. But when I saw him celebrate that block where he ushered the ball out and then giving high fives and everything. So hopefully he stays. But no, on the real though, thank you for coming on and joining the pod.
My guy. No worries,
guys. Make sure you check out Battle on the Roof pod.
Yes. Please.
First of all, Disaster is you're with me on that one, right? I know this is a football podcast, but Disaster is he's not good. Right?
He's a madman. He's a madman.
Okay.
That's what I'm calling.
I'm just gonna say he's not good. He's not good. But
he's not good, and he's a madman.
I've never understood the hype with Disaster. But he's got such a cult following. I just don't get it.
It's basically like Eminem, isn't it? He's like an Eminem without rap, to be fair. But bro, pick up the boys, man. Come on, you Gunners every single time.
Yeah. What's your prediction for the season, by the way? Like,
all right. Being honest, I think we are going to get to minimum quarters of Champions League. I think we have got a domestic cup in us, whether it's the FA Cup or Carabao Cup, if we decide to take it serious. And Premier League, I hate to say it, but I think it's going to be a repeat second.
Okay, fair enough.
If KDB has gone out for longer, I think we could potentially win it.
Yeah. All right, then, cool. But yeah, no, love for joining the pod. And
big up everything.
Yeah, man. In a bit.
Blessed, my guy.
So yeah, guys, shout out Chris for joining the pod. Chris DeCapo on Twitter and Instagram, I think it is. But yeah, no, interesting that he thinks Arsenal will finish second. I personally hope for first, but it's still so early. You have to. I'll probably start making up my mind after about 10 games. But, you know, as long as we're there and thereabouts after 10 games, I'll be cool. But yeah, the next caller we have, sorry, forgive me. I need to remember your name. 1 second. Let's see. Farhan. So we've got Farhan that I'm about to call now. So yeah, guys, man, anyone else, you know, just put in the comments or reach out. Like these people just reached out to me on my social media, just telling me to, you know, sent me a DM saying they want to join in. And look, now we're here having football conversations. So this is what I want to introduce more, guys. So like I said, just comment, put a comment in, put a comment in the comment section, comment in the comment section, DM me, like let me know your thoughts on what Chris has just said and what Farhan's about to say now. I think Farhan actually supports Liverpool. So it'll be interesting to see what his views are on Liverpool's season so far. I hope this ain't no... Oh, here we go.
Yes, that.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
No, nothing much, my bro. What are you telling me?
Nothing, man. So you're live on the podcast. Had a caller come on before you, and now you're here. So tell the listeners who's speaking, man.
Yeah, no, man. Just Farhan, man, from East London.
Farhan from East London. What's going on, man? So basically, you reached out to me. So you obviously watched the video love for that.
Yeah.
And you reached out to me, so love for listening. I hope you like the little podcast that I'm doing, and I'm
Yeah. No, do you know what it is? I've come across you like I think it's been a while to be honest. I've seen you feature on that Rance's channel, and
okay.
then
Okay, shout out Rants.
yeah, shout out Rance, and then literally just from there, and obviously recently I've seen you doing more videos. I think I'm not sure if you took a break, but there was a while I think you didn't release too many videos. But you released one with Loons.
I got a bit inconsistent, but I'm back now. I'm back properly.
Yeah.
The Loons one was good. The Loons, I might call Loons after, actually, to surprise him. But,
Yeah. So,
but yeah. So sorry to cut you. Love for getting in touch and jumping on. You said you support Liverpool, don't you?
Yeah, that's right, man.
So look at you. Yeah, that's right, man. I could already hear confidence. Are you confident in regards to like
how your
season's going so far?
Not all, man. Not all, unfortunately. I would like to say so, but under this FSG regime, I'm not sure anymore, man. It's like I was confident last season, but just negligence under this current regime. So therefore, I've got no more confidence. So we'll see. We've got 2 weeks. Yeah, man, we'll see. We've got 2 weeks to see what we can do. Obviously, this transfer policy from FSG's standpoint has been horrendous. Our planning, like we went for Casado, then just last minute, then we obviously couldn't get that one over the line. Then we try and get Lavia. Like after we told him, yeah, we're gonna try and come for you, then go for Casado. It's just been a mess.
Yeah.
And now we'll see, man.
Yeah, man. But I think when I watch you guys now, I said it on the podcast yesterday. I think that even though you got Endo, I feel like you need a proper number 6. Like Endo, obviously, I'm not saying too much about him because it's his first game.
Yeah,
he just looked a bit off it, but like you guys just need that presence in there because even,
of course,
even with Fabinho hasn't been his best for the last like 2 seasons maybe, but just the mere presence is enough sometimes, and I feel like you guys miss that. And people like McAllister, what's your thoughts on McAllister playing in that position?
No, man, I'm very happy with McAllister as a signing. I think he's a very good passer of the ball. He can obviously strike as well. That technically he's very good. Similar with Szoboszlai as well. He's the other signing that we got. Player. Yeah, very good player, man. Very happy with him. He's also something that surprised me. He's actually quite athletic as well. I didn't realize how athletic he is, as well as just being technically gifted. So them 2 signings, I'm very happy. We just, as you said, we need that number 6 where we can just have him deeper and then them 2 just play as the normal 8.
So from what I'm hearing you saying, that you're not even really too because obviously you've bought a number 6, but you're still talking about needing a number 6.
No, because obviously, yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, are you just not really having that signing then, or you just see him more as like a squad player, but just not the one that you need?
Yeah, no, that number 6 is just a stopgap. To be honest with you, I'll be real, I haven't seen a 90 minutes match from him, so I can't really comment. Obviously, I watched him at the weekend, come on a little cameo. He was alright. He actually looked at people actually give him a bit of slack. I thought he was okay. Like, obviously, he's 30 years old, so and like we didn't want him at the start of the window. Therefore, in my opinion, he's not the guy that we wanted. So for that reason, he can't be the marquee signing. He's just literally going to be a squad filler because apparently he can play more than one position. He can play right back, obviously DM, and I think there was another position he can play as well. So obviously he's just going to be like a James Milner type player for us. So that's what his role is for us in the team.
It must be so annoying as a Liverpool fan knowing you actually have a top world-class manager, but his hands are tied because he's not getting the players he wants through the door. So like it's making him look like a bad coach. Do you get what I'm saying? But no one really gives him the slack because I feel like everyone can see that he's doing as much as he can for with the tools that he's given. Like what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Unfortunately, like, I would like for him to have the budget where I would like to say him and Pep can go like toe to toe. But obviously, Pep's got all the resources in the world where he's able to just literally just dominate world football. Whereas with Klopp, his hands, as you said, are tied. Like he doesn't really have much to work with, unfortunately. And as a result, like Pep's just literally done literally dominated the Premier League. Like how many was it? 5 titles or something in the last 6 years or something like that. It's crazy. So but it's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Yeah, man. Okay, so for the season, we're looking at Liverpool top 4. Is that what you're saying? Obviously, that's your aim. But are you confident of getting it, especially knowing that you've got Arsenal, who are obviously going to be around the title. You've got Man City. You've got.
I like how you say it. Obviously,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the title.
it's obvious. And then you've got Brighton. You've got Brighton are pushing in there, but then you also have the normal ones like United, and you've got Chelsea. Like, what's your thoughts on it? And you know, how difficult do you think it's going to be for you guys to make that top four?
You know what it is? I don't think it will be difficult for the top four because I've seen like the teams. I've watched the teams. Obviously, like I said, there's 2 weeks of the window left. Like I said, if we were to sign like a DM, centre back, like a left-sided centre back, and probably like another midfielder, I think we can probably challenge City if I'm honest with you. But under this current regime, I'm not confident of that. So just currently on what we have, I think we can finish third comfortably. With you guys, it's going to be with you guys. Well, you're an Arsenal fan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so with you guys, it's going to be interesting to see how you manage with Champions League football this year. 'Cause obviously, right now, you're playing once a week, it's fine, no problem. But once the Champions League football comes in, it's going to be interesting to see how you deal with that. So for us, obviously, we're going to play Europa League. Yeah, fine. But I think we'll finish third comfortably this year. Although that's not the aim. Obviously, I want to challenge, but yeah.
You said comfortably as well, you know. And do you know what? I genuinely don't think... I think the league is City's to lose. And I say that because... even as an Arsenal fan, I'm a realist at the end of the day, and to win a league and to wrestle that from this City team, it's going to be difficult. And City just look like the only team who are actually capable of going on crazy runs, who are capable of dealing with teams like Brighton and the Newcastle. The way that Man City just controlled Newcastle the other day, I don't see Arsenal controlling Newcastle like that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's so many difficult
and they
games.
had no De Bruyne.
Exactly.
They had no De Bruyne.
Exactly. Yeah. So even Newcastle, I have to throw them in the mix, and you know, but they also have Champions League football, so I don't think. That, I think they'll fall off, but it's interesting, man. It's interesting. What's your thoughts on United? You know, you lot's rivals.
Yeah, do you know what? I was just having a conversation with my friend today. Actually, he's a United fan. Obviously, having watched them over the weekend. Yeah, like it's not looking good for them. If they're not to add any more signings, it's not looking good because their current midfield is atrocious with this Bruno and Mount combination in the middle. It's not it. And obviously and also the front line as well. I'm just not convinced by it. Like obviously currently because they got injury to Højlund, so they're having to play Rashford striker. Rashford is not a striker. He's like the most potent out on the left. Now you're having to play him forward, so that's not it. And then you got Anthony that's cost that amount, and he is not it either. He's like one of the worst wingers I've seen. And Garnacho is just not ready as of right now. So I'm not really frightened by United at all. I don't know how people had them in their predictions so high up. I don't know, but yeah, it's not looking good for them currently.
It's interesting that you say about the predictions because I said on the pod a couple of pods ago that I don't understand people's reasoning behind, you know, some of them have had Arsenal finishing outside the top four, but had United finishing in the top four, and the reason I just didn't get like what is it that they're seeing, and I look at this United team, and they're so easy to play against. The midfield, they're so easy to play against, and I would love to play against them right now. Do you get what I'm saying? I think
100%.
If you guys played against them right now, I think it'll be light work for you guys because defensively they're just all over the place. So I think they're in big trouble. You know, when I say big trouble, I mean by their standards. I don't mean
for their standards.
For their standards. And you know, I put out a clip from the podcast yesterday saying that Ten Hag needs to like shoulder some of the responsibility. And someone commented saying, in fact, let me read the comment to you. Let me hear your thoughts on that.
No worries.
So guys listening to this, make sure you follow up on, you know, Instagram and Twitter at Dapo CEO, at Counterattack Pod. Let me see. So he said 5 of his players in the starting 11 plus Garnacho that he promoted. 6 Ten Hag guys plus he made Bruno captain. But the rest of my fan base, he's a United fan, but the rest of my fan base stay busy defending him. Get him out of the club. He can't identify talent, and the football has been garbage since February. That's what a United fan said. So, are you one of those that get him out of the club too? Like, do you think? I don't actually think that he's at the point where he needs to go, but he needs to just be responsible, and be held accountable.
It's a big season for him. It's his second season. So obviously, the first season he's been given grace because he's finished in the top 4. Obviously, prior to that, they've failed to finish that under Oli. they've been inconsistent. So he's got them top four and he's got them a trophy. So he's been given a blind for last season. Decent season for them. Or because they want to be ultimately challenged for titles. That's like their fans that would want that. So this year it's gonna be very like it's gonna be a thing for them this season. To kind of add on to what that fan was saying, to be fair, he's right. I've seen a lot of their fans say the same thing. It's like their football is not like they're trying to play this counter-attack football, and in possession they're not so strong. And like and obviously as I mentioned as well, the talent ID. Like I said, Anthony, I referenced it a while ago. Like he spent a lot of money on Anthony on the right wing, like 85 M's. And who else? And if you just look at the team, it's like it needs like another 200 mil to just even make them competitive.
It does. It does. But yeah, man. Listen, thank you for calling in, man. And anytime you want to come on, just let me know, and we'll do that. I'm going to start making this like more frequent, and I'm going to start doing it via live stream. So obviously this is pre-recorded, so it's going to come out tomorrow. But I'm going to do it.
No worries, man. Big up.
But yeah, man. Love for tuning in, man.
No worries, man. Big up, bro.
All right, then, man.
All right, take care.
So yeah, that's our second caller. Shout out Farhan, Liverpool supporter. But yeah, guys, man, let me know if anyone wants to have a call in, man. Let me know what your thoughts are on what Chris and Farhan were saying. And even if you don't want to call up, just comment, and we can keep the comments going and on the YouTube, on the YouTube. I sound like such an old man. On YouTube, when I put out the clips, just engage with the clips on Twitter and on Instagram, and let's just build up the community again. So road to 7K by the end of the year. Let's go. Let's try and make that happen. And I've got a guest coming on next week, one the week after as well. But yeah, we're getting back into our groove, man. So yeah, that's it from me. Let me know what you think, and I'm out.